world's largest workforce. And more importantly, we have the world's largest natural resources. We cannot, therefore, position ourselves as a desperate continent with the kind of potential that we have. What we need to do is to position these assets appropriately and work with the rest of the world to even out issues. It is no longer possible to drive the world using fossil fuel resources. Renewable energy is the bullet this time around. And by God's grace, we have the largest resources in that area. And therefore, I was asking Europe, the same way we gave you our raw materials and bought your finished products, it is your turn to provide the capital, which we together developed, because our resources, our raw materials helped develop capital in Europe. And because of the opportunity Europe had to develop all this, they also developed technology using our raw materials, and we supported them by buying their products. So it is now time for them to bring the technology, which we together developed, and the capital, which we together developed, so that we can unlock the potential that exists in our continent and provide them with green products and provide them with an opportunity for us to create opportunities for employment in our own countries so that we avoid negative migration. People going as refugees and all manner of things. It is not something as Africans we are proud of. We're very proud people. We want to work at home. We want opportunities. All these young people in rickety boats going to Europe is because they are looking for opportunity. We can create those opportunities here at home, and that is what we want to do. And a stock exchange becomes a very important instrument of making sure that resources can be agile. We can make it much more easy for resources to flow from one place to another. In the face of a rapidly changing climate, it is our duty to channel resources towards sustainable and climate-resilient investment. Many people are wondering why we are pushing this agenda of climate change. It is because therein lies the opportunity for Africa. Thank God that fossil fuels brought a problem to the world so that we can look at the opportunities that exist in our continent. If there was no trouble with climate change, nobody would want to think about renewable energy. But now that we are all in trouble and nobody is safe, the North is not safe, the South is not safe, East is not anywhere away from this trouble, neither is the West. So we are all in one place. You know, this climate change has levelized all of us. There is no more developing versus developed. We are all facing climate change the same way. And so we have to find a solution together. And that is why we have said we are not going to continue the finger pointing. We don't want to blame game. We don't want North versus South. We must do this together as humanity. The capital markets can be a force of good in this regard by developing innovative financial products that support climate finance. We can contribute a greener, a more sustainable future using our stock exchanges. The time for action, good people, is now. And I urge all market participants to play their part in fostering climate-conscious investments. I want to repeat this. It is very important that you know the opportunity that exists in climate financing. There is a very big opportunity. you must leverage on it to grow our stock exchanges. The trend of climate financing is not just a moral imperative, but also an economic opportunity. As the world shifts towards more sustainable practices, investors and businesses will increasingly seek green investment opportunities. African capital markets have the potential to play a significant role in channeling funds into projects that combat climate change and promote environmental sustainability. If you didn't hear anything of my statement, please, just this paragraph is enough for you. You know, just see the opportunity therein. As we have this conversation globally, and that is why even we have the COP28, as we have this global conversation, know that the opportunity exists and you are at the intersection of that opportunity. As government, finally, we will do our part. In the context of all these trends, it is vital for governments to actively support the growth and development of capital markets. And as I told you in Kenya, I have promised the capital markets here that we will reorganize the law. The law gave us problems. We have now sorted out the law. We have identified the first 35 companies that we are going to offer to the private sector. We have close to another 100 that we are working with our financial advisors on what to do and what portions to let out. For example, we have very otherwise would be lucrative companies, but they are trapped in government bureaucracy, when the services they are offering can actually be better offered by the private sector. So we will make these opportunities available, and I want to tell our Kenyan private sector, the public, that opportunity is coming for them to be part of the cake that we have all baked as Kenyans by being part owners of some of our good companies or buying some of the companies that would better be run by the private sector and allow government to do what we must do. It is very instructive for me because I know very well that if we can unlock the potential in many of the companies, especially those that are trapped in government bureaucracy, allow them to flourish as private sector companies, they will employ more people, they will generate more resources, and they will pay more taxes. Yeah, I know that's a very important subject in Kenya nowadays. Governments can play, as I said, a crucial role by implementing favorable policies, regulatory frameworks, and infrastructure to facilitate the expansion and integration of our markets. Initiatives such as tax incentives, simplified regulation processes, and fostering financial literacy can significantly contribute to market growth. I would want to know from the Kenyan markets players what additionally they want us to do as government so that we can make it easier for them, agile, flexible, for them to do more in our capital markets. Furthermore, partnerships between governments and market participants, including exchanges and regulators, can lead to more effective market development. Supportive regulatory